Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Xbox Life episode 270. Now what? I am your host, Mark, aka Wingman709, and with me, as always, my good buddy Rob.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Episode 270. How about that? Another 10 we just clobbered here. 27 of them.
Something like that.
27 tons.
So,
Yeah. Seems like it was just last week that we did 269.
it does. It was. It's just like it's like as if time has just gone by so fast. So let me. I got to do my searching here on Twitch because I got to get my second hour in to get that achievement.
To get your achievement. Nice.
You know, the funny thing is, I've noticed a lot of these achievements, they contain no points to them. Lots of these achievements for all these apps are meaningless. Go figure. So looks like it's
Well,
not
in terms
showing up
of
yet.
boosting your gamer score.
Like I got all the Amazon achievements. I'm not even sure how. All of a sudden the other day, like 6 of them popped at once. Like bam! I was like, okay. I think it kind of glitched out, but it is what it is. And none of them have any points to it. So,
Yeah,
but
well,
no.
that's how the cookie crumbles, my friend.
So, anyways, I'm gonna keep trying to search here because it takes a few minutes for it to register. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get it up on the old TV over there. But anywho, you can welcome to the show, and you can visit our website at thisxboxlife.com. Please don't forget to support us by shopping and doing all your shopping at Amazon, and be sure to use our affiliate link either on the website. You can go to the website and click on the Amazon icon, or you can go to thisxboxlife.com/Amazon, and we recommend that you bookmark that for all future purchases. That way you're helping out support the show here.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Hey, I just want to throw out something also. In addition to that, this is something that I will be posting up on the Facebook group, so everybody can just go there and find the information as opposed to having to remember it or to madly type it as you're listening to the show here. And that American Express is running a really cool Amazon promotion right now, where if you register an American Express card with a Twitter account, and it's really easy to make a Twitter account. I mean, it costs nothing. But if you register your American Express card with Twitter and then make $75 worth of Amazon purchases, you get a $25 statement credit. So if you get a Twitter account, if you don't already have one, register an Amex card. Well, if you don't have an Amex card, then I guess you're out of luck with this. But if you register your Amazon or your American Express for this promotion with your Twitter account, go to Amazon and support the show by using our link. Buy 25 or buy $75 worth of stuff. Holidays are coming up. It's really easy to buy $75 worth of stuff. And I mean, one game is just $60. So maybe a game and a half will put you over the edge, but you get $25 back. I mean, that's fantastic. And you don't have to do it in one purchase either. It just has to be $75 before the end of the year. So, save a lot of money, support the show, and everybody wins. How about that, my friend?
excellent. So, all right. Well, we got a really cool special news here, and I got to just say
Yep.
big thanks to one of our listeners by the name of Paul, and he sent Rob and I an email the other day and said, "Hey, I've got a code for FIFA 14 on Xbox One, along with the Day One DLC that's called the Launch Pack. So there's two separate codes, and he said you guys can have these to give away." So I'm like, that is awesome. I mean, Rob, is our community just the best or what?
Absolutely. Top notch.
I mean, this is a $60 game plus the Day One DLC that he's given up to us. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to ask, hey, if you have Xbox, you got to have an Xbox One. If you don't have an Xbox One, please do not enter the contest because it does you no good. I want to make sure someone who has an Xbox One can get this game if they don't already have it. So if you already have it, please don't get into the contest. But for those of you that do have an Xbox One and maybe bought a game or two and want another one, and you don't have FIFA 14, this is for you. So what we're going to do, a little something different, we're going to show you a word on the screen. And if you're hearing this on the audio, you're going to have to check out the YouTube rebroadcast on YouTube to see what the word is. And Rob, what do they do with that word?
Just go to the This Xbox Life website, thisxboxlife.com. Up at the top in the menu, you'll see a little tab for contest. Click on that. It'll take you to the contest entry form where you fill in just a little bit of info, your first name, last name, gamer tag, email address, and the secret word. Hit submit, and you are good to go.
So we will show this again later on in the show as well, but real simple. But we want to, we got to figure out something new than just, and we're going to randomly give away to one of the winners. So how long do they have, Rob? Till next Saturday, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So that's what, Saturday the 7th of December. So get your secret word in and get your entry in by December 7th.
Yeah. Did we mention it's Xbox One?
Xbox One,
not
yes.
Not 360.
Yep.
Okay.
Xbox One only, so.
Yes. So please have an Xbox One. Exactly. And please don't already have the game. Because that's not cool then.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I was on Twitch, and then because I said that, I'm still there. My guide came up.
Your guide?
I looked over. Oh. I can't say because I'm talking, and my console is listening to me. So, and that would be, you know what? I said there's a question: is that one word or two? It's officially 2 words, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to take whether you put it in as 1 word or 2. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
All right. That means we know you saw the show if you're putting it in.
Absolutely. And if you have spelling errors or something like that, those can be forgiven unless every single
no is way. Wrong. No way. We showed them how to spell it. But the image was kind of run together, so you couldn't really tell there was a space in there, but it's 2 words. So I think the actual real writing of it has a hyphen in the middle, but it doesn't matter. As long as you get the secret word, we'll take it. Space, no space, hyphen, no hyphen, capital, all lowercase, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you put in something like universal joint or something like that, then it's wrong.
Exactly.
But if you're close,
T-bone, okay. T-bone, that will be wrong.
Yes.
So, all right. So let's move on. We will show it again at the end of the show in case anyone missed it. Again, for our audio folks, just go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/thisxboxlife, and watch episode 270, and we show it pretty quick in the show. So. Essentially, we're trying to make sure we drive traffic to YouTube and to our Twitch, so you guys are aware that we do in the video.
It's not about that. It's about giving stuff away.
Well, yeah, but we want to make sure that everybody knows about that we're doing the Twitch thing. We're on video, and they want to see Rob's pretty face. So that's what it is. We want to drive people to see Rob's pretty face. So
there you go.
But big time thanks to Paul. We really appreciate that. So let's move on, and why don't you tell us what you've been playing there, Rob?
Absolutely. So I played a little bit more of Rise, which was the first title that I got for the Xbox One. It's a fun game. I found myself getting a little, bored of it a little bit. So I really was kind of thinking about what you had said, Mark, where it's kind of repetitive, and I can definitely see that. But I'm definitely gonna get back into it. However, while I was kind of jonesing to play something a little more, interesting or whatnot, I decided to get Dead Rising 3. So that was, I was really on the fence between Dead Rising 3. I really, really, really want to get the Need for Speed. That's something that I want it to be like Blur. So I want a racing game that's arcadey and fun. I know that Forza is just amazing, across the board. But I was like leaning towards the Need for Speed, And then at the last minute, I couldn't do it just because of I was reading some stuff on it, and just what people were saying. So I went for Dead Rising 3, which everybody seems to love. And I've never played any of the Dead Risings. At least I don't think I have.
Yeah.
So this is the first one that I've played, and it is so frustrating. It is just so crazy frustrating. I mean, there's zombies like everywhere. I think it's just because I must like spaz out or something with the controls when I'm playing it. You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
No, I think it's fantastic.
I know. It's like everybody loves it. And, you know, I, I, th- I think this is what my issue with the game is. I think that I just haven't played it long enough. It's got to be one of those games where you just need to hunker down and just play and get used to the controls. Because the thing that's just driving me nuts is I'll be like fighting off the zombies and I'll have a wrench, and then my guy, like, I'm, hitting different buttons and stuff, and then he throws it. He like throws it like off to the side.
Don't use it. Don't hit your right trigger, because the right trigger throws. That's the
I
big
don't, yeah,
the big
I
key.
don't think I've been doing that. I don't know. Maybe I have, but I don't think
If Yeah, also, if you keep using it and using it, if you look in your bottom right hand corner of your screen, you'll see where it'll turn red. It gets ruined. You can only use it for so long, and then it gets too damaged that he throws it away because it's useless.
Oh, that's got to be what it
So
is.
it should auto select. It will auto select another weapon, but sometimes it can kind of be a little odd in the middle
Yeah.
of it.
Hmm.
So it'll throw you off. But no, that's the issue there. They do wear out.
Okay.
So
Which is probably why there's stuff all over the place. So
so
you can pick up just about everything to beat back the zombies. But it's extremely well done. The visuals are just amazing. Um, and it kind of reminds me just a touch of a very violent Walking Dead of sorts. So yeah, I just need to spend more time with it. And I'll probably fall in love with it like everybody else.
and
'Cause
Rob,
that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt you real quick. The Twitter chat, they're saying there's no contest tab on the page. Can you verify that everybody can see the contest? Because I see it, but
I see it too. It's up at the top, second one from the left.
okay. It's home and contest is right up there, right?
Yeah.
It's the second one there at the top. So hopefully, I just wanted to make sure. I know, being an admin, we can see it. I just want to make sure everybody can see that. So,
Let me just double check that. Oh yeah, yeah, I can't see it. So somehow it's private or something.
aha!
Well,
So
we
that's
will
the
get that.
secret.
That is the secret. We'll get that rectified in a couple of minutes for you guys then.
All right. Sorry to
So,
interrupt you.
oh no, no worries, man, no worries. So then, um, so I think I talked about before where my Xbox currently lives over by my little computer workstation. So I've got dual monitor right now for my PC, and then as a secondary input, I've got my 360 on the left monitor and my Xbox One on the right monitor. So that is kind of a problem to use Connect and so forth, and that definitely limits me from using the TV portion of it since I don't have any kind of tuner right there. So I kind of wanted to experience that stuff. So the other day, I think it was on Thanksgiving or the day before, I went and I moved everything over to my TV, connected it up to my DirecTV box, set up the Connect, and I wanted to experience the TV thing, which was pretty sweet. I did enjoy that. And then I also wanted to check out the Connect. What was it? Connect Sports preseason? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah. So I want to experience that and fitness. I was really interested to see fitness. So the Connect Sports, I played that for a little bit, and I actually got my son to play. He's 5.5 years old, so it quite wasn't his thing. Because did you try this, Mark, by chance? No.
Yes, I did. It's like it's all you get is
It's like a jet ski
the
or
wave. Yeah, the wave
runner thing.
runners.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing is pretty well done. Um, Yeah, he was having trouble with the steering. Instead of moving back and forth. I don't know if you can see me here on camera, moving back and forth. He's going up and down, and that didn't work. But it was a lot of fun. It was definitely interesting. Very responsive. I was pleasantly surprised with the graphics and so forth. I mean, it is like an arcade quality title in your house. I mean, something that you'd find at the Dave and Buster's or who knows whatever arcade that you might go into. Instead of putting $2 into the machine, you get to enjoy it in your living room. Then I played the Fitness. Have you tried that?
I looked at it today. I
Oh
didn't
boy.
download it though. I was hovering
Yeah.
over it like, should I get this? But it looked like, yeah, you get Xbox Fitness free, but then it's like,
Yeah.
I'm imagining you have to buy which fitness program you want.
Well, there's a bunch that are free. There's a bunch of workouts that are free, and then there's other ones that you can buy the whole thing.
Did you do any of
So,
the free ones?
yes. So I tried one of the 10-minute ones, and oh man, that's freaking horrible. After about 8 minutes, I had to stop. I was doing okay up until then, and then I was like nauseous for the next 45 minutes. I I mean it works you pretty good. I mean, I guess what it comes down to is I'm really out of shape, and
I'm definitely
it's
out of
really
shape.
yeah, it's really hard to keep up. I would imagine that if you're in better shape, and you know the moves, it would go pretty good. The exercises aren't too bad at all. The Connect goes and it monitors you. It checks you for movement. It tells you to keep up with the instructor if you're lagging behind. I mean, it's pretty sweet. I definitely see the potential in this. I know that some of the Beachbody stuff is in there, as well as the P90X, which I don't remember if that's Beachbody or not. But P90X is just, oh, that will, you'll, Mark, I guarantee, like, if you or I did P90X, we'd be hurling like in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I'd be
It'll actually,
ripped, baby.
you'd be ripping him into the toilet.
So hey,
But
think about it, Rob. What we should do is we should start working out every single day, and then a year we can come on and get paid a bunch by Microsoft to go body by Xbox.
or I wonder if you can get like parties, like workout parties. Maybe.
So,
Who knows?
well, you just want to
But
watch me bend over on camera, don't you?
no, I don't actually.
Flex those muscles, stretch,
Oh
bend,
wait,
twist.
why is Rob hurling? He didn't even do any exercise. Because Mark did.
Well,
But
interestingly enough, the Twitch feed, the chatter is quite a few people have tried this, and they're saying it's really good. They seem to like it.
it
It
is.
works. So maybe I'll download it
It
tonight and get started.
it
So
is extremely well done. It is extremely well done. I mean, kudos to Microsoft um, in this implementation of how they've done it, how they've leveraged the Kinect. Yeah, other consoles, I mean, like the Wii with the Wii Fit. I mean, wasn't that like a step, one of those step things or something?
yes,
I
it was
mean,
like a
that,
little step pad that you just stepped up and down
yeah,
on.
it's like that thing took off like crazy, and it's like lame in comparison to what the one can do with the Kinect. Just the amount of options that you have and the possibilities for it are just fantastic. I could literally see there being content specific for the Xbox One moving forward. Like right now, it seems to be just like normal videos that are adapted for the Xbox One Fitness. Just where they added all the other stuff to it, like the monitoring and so forth. But if they could do an actual like I don't know workout geared for this, it would just be mind blowing. I would think. Um, my wife also tried this, and she did. It was a kickboxing one, and I mean, she's in much better shape than I am, and she like had to stop halfway through. I mean, I mean, they are not necessarily for the beginners, but if you can do them consistently, you will be in good shape.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I'll give it a shot
I'm
and
just look. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the stuff that you got up there.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
P9.
just throwing up some random images that people can see. Sorry that I have to drag and pop them in there and then resize them. It's just the way the application works. My apologies, but
Yeah.
this way we get something more than just our TXL logo up there, and so I'll do what I can on the fly here.
Oh yeah. And just from my past experience, I wanted to add. I know P90X is there, and it's got the name. What's his name? Tony Horton, I think. He does a great job with this stuff, but it is not for the beginner. It is not for the beginner. Let me stress that. It's not for the beginner.
So I should start out with the
So
P90X, is what you're saying?
no, no. Just start off with one of those girly workouts or something, and uh, and then work your way up. P90X. If you stick with it, it will kick your butt and get you into like serious shape. But uh, I've got the P90X program, and well, and maybe it's a common theme of where I was doing the ab workout, and I get like horribly nauseous from overexertion, and it's not very long. So yeah, take definitely if you're not in the best shape, take it easy with these. So, but when you do this, it gives you points, it scores you, it tells you how well you've done in your age range. There's a lot of cool stuff. Achievements. You've got like I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but there was one where if you do like a couple of things in a row, you get something, and you get these stamps. It's pretty cool. It's well done. Uh, Great job, Microsoft.
Cool. All
So,
right.
what have you been playing, my friend?
Well, I've been doing the lazy route here, but I have been playing Forza 5. Is been playing a little bit more of this, and making my avatar probably tick a lot of people off as I'm crashing and banging. I think my Drivatar probably most people see it as a bumper car. So I pretty much that's the way I drive. I do bumper a lot in the turns, so I apologize to everybody out there. So it's just the way I've always played. It's like the way I get around these cars is to smash into them on the turns.
Nice.
But there is a method to my madness in that. But unfortunately, the bad part is
I don't
now
believe
this
it.
translates into other people having to deal with me in their game, which really stinks. So I do think about it now, and I'm trying. I'm trying to change the way I drive, so I have a good drivatar out there. But so, anyways, I've been playing some of that. I did try some Killer Instinct, and that not a real big fan of this. It's just not my style of game. So if anybody needs someone to beat up on for an achievement or something, I've got it. I'll get in there. But it's like I got all the characters, but I only have one level, so I don't even see what the rest of the levels are. I guess you have to buy them, or I guess you can earn points in the game to unlock them. But I'm probably not going to play it near enough to be able to do that. So it's just not my style. But it is a good fighting game, I think. So played some of that. When we got called here, when you were waiting for me to start playing tonight, I was of course playing Dead Rising 3, and I love this game. I beat this game, so I did get a challenge in this for beating it, completing Chapter 7 in the first week. So basically beating the game. There was an 8th chapter, which was kind of a strange thing because it was after the credits rolled, but I like Dead Rising 3, dude. I think it's a lot of fun. My favorite thing is to jump on the roller hog, which you guys see up on the screen now,
Yep.
and just absolutely annihilate people. I absolutely just flaming them, launching the flamethrowers, rolling them over. The roller hog is my favorite vehicle. I really love it.
See now, I'm looking at a picture of it here. So the front part of it looks like it cuts, and then I mean, is it really necessary to like slice and then roll over them with steamroller?
Yeah, because what it does is it slices them into equal portions, so that way you can spread it out over the roller. That way you're not getting
Oh,
one
okay.
big lump and you don't get a bumpy ride.
I
It's a
gotcha.
much smoother ride for you.
Gotcha. Makes sense now.
You light them on fire, then you dice them, and then you flatten them out.
It slices. It dices.
So, what else have I been playing? Oh, a game you mentioned earlier. I'm now working my way through Rise, Son of Rome,
Hmm.
and this is going pretty well. I'm enjoying it, and it's I like this game. I'm enjoying it. So far, Dead Rising 3 is the game. To me, it's the best game on the console so far.
Okay.
As in fun, as in just replayability. There's just so much to do. It's just it's crazy insane. Rise is a lot of fun, but it's repetitive. However, it's still fun. It's got a really good story so far. I really like it. It is still fun to see those executions. And if you guys looked at our Facebook group, or I can't remember if I put it on our YouTube page. Let me check. I posted out a video. I don't. Oh, you know what? It's not on our YouTube page. I need to put it there because I got it on my SkyDrive and I linked straight to the SkyDrive. So I will put that up today. But there was in our Facebook group I posted this cool what do you call it? Execution move, and it was pretty sweet. And he took like his shield and pushed the guy up against the wall and stabbed him in the groin and then pulled it back out and then stabbed him in the head. And the guy couldn't move
Nice.
because he had him up against the wall with his shield. I'm just like, that is an awesome move. That was so cool. So I posted it on our Facebook group, but I'm actually going to download it from my SkyDrive and upload it to our YouTube channel so that if anybody missed it, you can see it out there as well. So fun stuff. And yeah, good times, good times. And then I think lastly, I just played Call of Duty Ghosts. So I got some of that in this week. But that's about it, sir.
Okay,
So
excellent. Sounds like a lot of gaming was to be had.
it was.
You
It
know,
was.
I was looking through the game list earlier today, and I know it's still a week after launch and it's still early, but I don't know, just it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of games out because there isn't.
Well, it's a brand new console. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what happens.
it's. I mean, we're just so used to the 360. You know,
Yeah,
with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of titles.
true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. It's kind of what we get used to. But yeah, it's definitely different being in the first part. I've never bought a console on day one, so it is kind of weird that there's only a few games. But I haven't played everything that's out there yet. Can't
Right.
afford to. So,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of people are in that boat. It's too expensive to get them all. But I'm definitely having a good time with what I've got. And if you have yet to get GameFly, sign up for GameFly. I'm getting Xbox One games. My Dead Rising 3 and 4 and Rise are actually both through GameFly. I will probably end up buying them both anyways. Um, just I'm waiting for Christmas, so gotta get through Christmas first. But I think I'm definitely, even though I'll have them beat, I'll probably still buy them just to have them because they are a lot of fun.
Mhm.
So, but yeah.
Oh, and this isn't one that I played, but I picked up that Skylanders that I think Dawn posted on the Facebook group
The
where
Swap
Amazon
Force?
had yeah, where Amazon had that deal, $37 for the starter kit. It's like less than half price,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a Christmas present for my son.
Cool.
So it's going to be his first title. His first title. I'm getting misty just thinking
There.
about it.
You gotta well, don't give out his gamer tag, so but you gotta get him a gamer
Oh
tag.
no. Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely not. He's going to play with my profile so he can get me
I
points.
thought this was a pretty sweet move.
That's exactly what you did for me, remember?
Yeah. So
It's like, hey, Rob's at 20,000. Oh, his son.
so anyways, if anybody in the Twitch group has not seen that video yet of my sweet execution move, I just posted the link for you. Check out YouTube, guys. I'll have it there. I'm also liking it so that if you guys are following us on Twitter, it will automatically post to Twitter. So, and I do that so when we post our episodes out there, you'll know about them. So, all right. So we're ready to move on into our topic
Yes,
for the
sir.
week.
Yes, sir, my friend.
Let's do it. I think you got the first story.
Yes, I do. So there's been a handful of customers that have purchased an Xbox One and they might have had some hardware issues. Well, if you are one of those unfortunate people, you are fortunate in some respects, where Microsoft is compensating the people that got bummed out by hardware issues, and you're going to get a free downloadable game to play while you're waiting for a replacement console. Looks like it's going to be sending customers a download code for one of the following games. We're looking at Dead Rising 3, Rise, Son of Rome, Forza Motorsport 5, and Zoo Tycoon. So these are, I mean, they're top titles for them. I mean, well, not for the most part, they are top titles. So that's a fantastic thing, and I think it's a pretty good compensation, as opposed to nothing. And there's a little quote that was given out: while a replacement console is on its way, we want to ensure our Advance Exchange customers can stay in the game. We will provide each of them with a free digital download of one of the launch titles published by Microsoft Studios. And I guess the issue here was primarily disk drive issues. This was with
Blu-ray.
Yeah, the Blu-ray. That's where there's some videos online of people like hitting their consoles. Did you see those?
I've seen a couple
people
just where they were grinding away. It sounded like a jackhammer.
Yeah, from what I saw, and I can't say this is 100% accurate, but I guess there were some gears or something that weren't quite aligned, so you could actually like hit your Xbox, right above the drive, and then that force supposedly like aligns them, and then it works.
Beat up your brand new console. Go for
it. It
it
reminds me of back in the day, there was the Atari ST. You remember that system? Atari ST, the computer? No?
Yes. Yep.
Yes? Yep. Yeah, they had an issue where these things would be defective after a certain amount of time, and that's because the chips would lift out of their sockets. So they had the fix, which they called the Atari ST drop, where you would actually lift your console maybe like a foot or two off of the table and just drop it, and then that force would reseat the chips and your machine would work again. So maybe there's an Xbox One drop that you can do to get it working again. So yeah, that's cool that Microsoft did that, considering that they didn't need to. So I give Microsoft a thumbs up for being responsive to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So. All right. Back to you, my friend.
All right. Well, if you guys are wondering, there's just simply too many commands out there. You don't know all the voice commands that you can use. Xbox Wire, which is the official Microsoft Xbox news page, you can find it at news.xbox.com. And I've noticed on xbox.com, if at the very bottom there's a link to it, yet the link does not work. So just go to news.xbox.com. I guess they broke their hyperlinks when they redesigned the site, or they made them not work in Chrome and only in IE. Maybe that's the case. I don't use IE, but in Chrome they don't work. But news.xbox.com gives you some of this official website for news. And if you look at this story, it's called "The Complete List of Kinect Gesture and Voice Commands for Your Referencing Pleasure." So they've actually got a printable PDF that you can go to, and they show you the different Kinect things. So there's zoom in and out. So if you like make a fist, and you can actually pull your fist forward and backwards to zoom in. So they basically say use the closed hand to grip, and then zoom with Internet Explorer and other specialized apps. Hold one hand out in front of you, and your closed one hand in front of you, and close your hand to grip the screen. Then move your hands towards the screen to push the content away or zoom out. Move your hand away from the screen towards your body and zoom in. So I have not tried this yet, but I thought that was interesting. There's one for press and release to make a selection. So hold your open hand over the item you want to choose and press forward until the cursor fills completely white. Release by pulling back slightly to complete the selection. Grip and move. So you hold one hand out in front of you, close your hand to grip the screen. When the cursor changes from an opened hand to a closed fist, you can move your hand back and forth horizontally to scroll in the home. Some applications, such as Internet Explorer, support scrolling up and down as well. Then there's the return to home. So when an app or a game is full screen, you can shrink it and return home. Hold both hands up. See, I'm trying to get this on the screen. There we go. Both hands up symmetrically, and you will see hints appear on screen. Then grip the tabs that appear on the screen and pull your closed hands together, shrink the window, and return home. You can also restore a game or app. You go full screen by holding your hands open and uniformly outstretched and gripping the sides. You can move your hands apart to go full screen. So those are just some of them. And again, you can check the PDF. Then what you're seeing on the screen is a list of the voice commands. So, and you can get these too. I mean, the easiest way I think is if you say, oh, I don't want to say it because it'll turn Twitch off. But if you say console, I'm going to use the word console. Okay.
Let's have code words.
Yeah, console. Select. It actually brings up everything. All the voice commands will appear in green that you can say, and they might be different color based. So like if you've picked blue, maybe the words are in blue. I don't know. Initially I was at purple, but I'm on the Xbox green now for my personalization on the dashboard. So, but I believe no matter your color, I think they'll be green to show you what you can say. So, but there's a lot of different things that you can do. If you have not checked it out, there's also a voice trainer. So you can run that application. It's like a Xbox voice trainer, and that'll teach you some things as well. If you have not gone through that, go ahead and give that a try as well. So, but that's it, Rob.
Okay. And on a quick side note, the contest thing is fixed. I cleared the cache, and we've got a bunch of people that already sent in their submissions.
Good. Well, it's about
okay.
Time.
I know, right? Okay, so AT&T had Uverse on the 360. It's a 3-year-old service that started back in October of 2010. Well, it is being discontinued, unfortunately, on December 31st. So it will not reach a 4th year, I guess. The company announced that it'll issue a $99 credit to Xbox 360 Uverse customers to cover the cost of a year's Xbox Live Gold, which was required for the service. The refund should show up within 2 billing cycles. And there's a number that you can call to get hold of AT&T to replace the 360 with the receiver. And you can look that up if it matters to you. That is it, my friend.
Alrighty. Well, Microsoft has signed some Japanese development teams to bolster the Xbox One's presence in that region. Microsoft Studios corporate VP Phil Spencer said that as yet unannounced games will be revealed in 2014 and that they will be full Japanese games as opposed to downloadable ones. Spencer also discussed the hardware manufacturer's relationship with Panzer Dragoon creator Yukio Futasugi, who recently launched Crimson Dragon on Xbox One. Microsoft is currently talking to him about what we might want to do next with him, and that there's some interest out there in some older intellectual property. Spencer specifically noted that Phantom Dust, Futatsugi's original Xbox cult classic, has been discussed as a property that could potentially be rebooted. He told Joystick in June at E3 that he would like to make a Crimson Dragon RPG. So Spencer added that he expects an increase in Japanese indie developer interest in Xbox One. He says, quote, "We've kicked off our independent developer program when we were at the Tokyo Game Show and saw some top talent walk through the door, so I think you'll see some indies too. I'm committed to the development there." So the nice thing about this is, I mean, if they do the language support, the games were a region-free console now, so you don't have to buy like a Japanese Xbox console to play their games. So you can just buy the games and have them shipped to you, and they'll work on your Xbox One. So if you're interested in that, I know that'll save the Achievement Hounds a lot of money. They don't have to buy separate consoles like they had before. They can just buy one and play these Japanese games, or PAL games, if you will. That should all work in the same console now. So, well, maybe we'll see some more stuff from the Japanese. So those that like JRPGs, we might be getting some more of those, or seeing some on Xbox One in the future.
Okay. Now, here's a story that I saw the other day, and I was really excited about it, and I definitely wanted to talk about this, and I was pleasantly surprised when I saw it in the show notes. And that's that there's a teardown of the Xbox One and the Kinect. A lot of people kind of do this stuff with a new gadget or piece of electronics, and they basically pour over all the components and they try to figure out how much it costs the manufacturer to produce that piece of electronics. Well, there was a company that did this for the Xbox One, and they came down with the number of $471. That's what it's currently costing Microsoft to put the whole system together. Let's see here. The firm is called IHS. They went through and found that the Xbox One amounts to $457, with assembly and manufacturing of the system estimated at $14 each. So on top of it. So that would be $457 for the console, $14 to put it all together. The Kinect adds $75 to the total cost of the Xbox One. And this is $11 more expensive than the original Kinect. So I guess there is some additional cost for all the stuff that's in there in comparison to the original one. Then let's see here. Among other components that factor into the system's cost for Microsoft is the Blu-ray drive manufactured by Lite-On. This is $32 alone, which is interesting. And I mean, that's like, what, almost 10% of the cost. And the external power supply is $25. So there you have it. It's, yeah, I mean, the cost of this thing is quite a bit, because traditionally console manufacturers usually have lost a lot of money, at least for the first couple of years, because they charge less than it. So let's say, I remember with the original Xbox, it costs like $100 more or something like that than what they were charging for. What was that, $299 or? Yeah, it was $299, wasn't it? For the original Xbox. Yeah, I think that was correct. So they're charging $299, but it probably cost them $400 to make the console, and they do that on purpose to keep the cost low, hoping to make up for game sales what they lost in hardware. In contrast to the Xbox One, the PS4 was disassembled the same way, and they found that costs $381. So the Xbox, I guess you could consider it a better value. So $381 for the PS4 versus $471 for the Xbox One. So not only are you paying a little bit more, but you're getting more for your money.
The original Xbox was $299. The original 360 was, for the core, was $299. The premium was $399.
$399, right?
And then we went to $499 for the Xbox One. So it was a pretty big jump for this console. But
oh yeah. And I remember with the 360, they lost money on that thing for years, and then there was some point where they got the manufacturing costs down and it flipped. So they actually weren't losing money with each Xbox.
It's interesting that they're releasing it. They're going $100 more than Sony. You know, Sony's making money off every one. Microsoft's making money off each one. So both of them are making money. But it's you know, I'm kind of surprised Microsoft maybe didn't say let's lose a few bucks on this to cut the price down. You know, to be. I think if they would have put it at $400 to be competitive with Sony, and then with all the extra stuff you get, maybe they would have sold more. But you know what? Right now, they've sold all their pre-orders. I mean, they don't really have to worry about price because they've sold everyone they've made right now. You know, I think when they start stocking on the shelf, so you know, maybe Microsoft will be the first one to move and lower the price if they start seeing them sitting on the shelf. But I don't know. At this point, it sounds like it's, you know, they're hard to find in the stores. So I think PlayStation's the same way. Both consoles are selling like crazy. So whatever both companies pump out are going right into people's homes. So I guess you don't really need to take the loss. If people are buying it, everything you put out, then there's really no need to take a loss. So
yeah,
save it for when you can't start selling them.
And when you consider just the sheer amount of these units that are being sold, you know, even if it's like $10, if it's $10 underwater, I mean, day one you would have lost, you know, what is that, $10 million?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and then moving forward, it's the same way.
Well, they make the money on the licensing of every game and all that type of stuff too. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's nice to be able to go out the door making money with your product right off the bat. I don't have a problem with it.
Well, so not necessarily even making money, but not losing money.
Right. Right. We don't want them to lose money because then we won't get another one or we won't get more stuff. So they have to be successful to continue the growth and the life of the product. So.
Absolutely. And, you know, when I hear stuff about the PS4 being, you know, sold and doing well, I mean, I know people like to get into flame wars about one system's better than the other, but it's in our best interests that both systems do well. Because, you know, our hobby is, you know, the consoles themselves, and, you know, we don't want them to go the way of like the arcade games in the 80s, where, you know, these things just flopped and then kind of disappeared. So, you know, we really don't have a monopoly really, but we don't have a whole lot of competition considering there's really two consoles that matter.
Right.
I guess that's one way to look at it. But this was just really interesting, and you know, I love the numbers, and this is very cool to find out. So, you know, when you go to buy that Xbox One for $499, you're essentially buying it for $29 over cost.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
All right. Well, we do have for our Xbox 360 gamers out there, you guys are going to get 2 more free games in December, and if you have yet to hear about that, it's Gears of War and Shoot Many Robots. So Gears of War is going to be available from December 1st, which is today, through the 15th of December. And Shoot Many Robots, it will be available from December 16th through the 31st. So those of you like me who haven't turned your Xbox 360 on since you got your Xbox One, I know I'm going to need to remember to turn mine on the 16th just to grab this game. I mean, you know, might as well. It's a free game. So,
or you can do it right now.
I do want to go back to my 360. I really do. And I do predict I'm going to be playing it eventually here because I want to get that XCOM, the new XCOM game. But Shoot Many Robots, it's an Xbox Live Arcade title, so check it out. Don't forget about it. And we'll try to remind you in the weeks to come about that game.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so much good stuff out on the 360 still.
Oh yeah.
That you know, while you're waiting for the next big titles to come out on Xbox One, you know, just go back to that old console that you know and love.
It takes 5 minutes to boot up.
Yeah.
That'll be tough. So,
oh yeah.
But
I gotta say, it's so nice with Xbox One how that thing just appears. Like you turn it on, beep, beep, beep,
yep,
and then boom, it's there. It's there waiting for you. It goes, "Hello, Rob." I'm sure yours doesn't do that because your name's not Rob. But yeah, that's just so awesome. It comes up so quick. And granted, that's only when it's been turned on. The first boot takes a little bit longer, but after that, it's pretty darn quick.
Yep.
And there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Maybe I'll remember.
All right.
So, okay, moving on. There's an interesting interview with Phil Spencer, which discussed the future of microtransactions on the Xbox One. This is something that I don't really care for personally, but just because I don't care for them doesn't mean that they're going to go away, unfortunately. And anyway, it went kind of like this. So Spencer basically said, I want to be able to learn from what we put in. So let's make sure we are crafting the game and analytics so we can see what the consumers, the gamers, like and don't. If you assume the buying habits are a reflection of what people like, so that we can craft the experience better for the gamer. Basically looking at some of the microtransactions that they have. There's a lot of games out there right now that offer these in one way or another. In Rise, it lets you purchase health and execution upgrades for gold. Fighters can be bought in Killer Instinct, as can cars in Forza Motorsport 5. And then they say that's one where purchases feel more important. I guess. Have you done any of these, Mark, in Forza?
Not yet.
No. Well, my next question was, will you? But yet it kind of tells, I guess.
Say no, I will not.
Okay. All right.
You get started with some, but like so
Yeah.
I've used my tokens to like upgrade or at my XP quicker, but I'm not buying more tokens, and I'm not gonna buy the tokens. I did it in Forza Horizon. This existed in Horizon as well, and I think it existed in Forza 4. I'm trying to remember, but you could go and buy these tokens to, do stuff or buy cars and stuff. So I did do it with Horizon just to get I think I was trying to do the 1,000 different events or challenges with all these different cars, and I needed to buy a couple cars, so I did end up buying cars, doing the microtransactions to get the specific things to do the challenge, which was really annoying. So I'm tired of seeing this stuff, and it seems like with Forza, it's been there, so it's not a big deal to me. But
Right.
I don't want to see this type of stuff come into my $60 retail games. I think these things should exist on a free-to-play game. So if it's free, and it even annoys me on free. I've been playing Candy Crusher Saga. I don't know how I got into that. I was bored one day and I found it on my iPhone. Dude, and it annoys me because it's like, oh, you're down to you can see you only got one thing left to do and you're going to clear the board, but you're out of moves. So they're like, well, you can buy 5 additional moves for $1. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. So you keep playing, and then you can only play so many times a day, or so many, and you get 5 lives, and then once you've used them, you got to wait a half hour, an hour to get another one, and then I'm like, oh, this is annoying. But it's a free-to-play game, so, but it annoys me there because I can't just play it. I'd rather just pay for the game and have the whole game. But when I pay $60 for a title, and there's all these microtransactions in there, I do not like that. And I know some people, the developers are going to say, well, some people want to just go ahead and unlock everything, or they want
Right.
to pay for this, but it shouldn't be as prevalent, I think, as it is. Now, you can play Forza and never use the microtransactions, and that's fine. So, but it seems like it's always there taunting you, like the little carrot here, you can get this done, or it's. And there's I got a story on Forza here in a moment anyway, so regarding some of this. Well, I can tell you about it right now, and then we can go back to your thing.
Sure. Yeah.
But since we're talking Forza specifically, this weekend they actually reduced the cost of all the cars. So when you race, you earn credits based on how you place. So
Okay.
these credits will build up, and you use the credits to buy more cars, to buy parts and stuff. It's kind of it's like you're winning money and you buy stuff in there. It's not real money. The tokens are what are the microtransactions. So if you want to buy something and you don't have enough credits, you can pay real money for these tokens and then buy the stuff with tokens if you want. Well, so Forza said they want to thank everyone who played, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I don't care about that stuff. They continue to value the input of the Forza community and keep a careful eye on in-game data that shows how players progress through our games. Based on the numbers that we've seen in our first week of Forza Motorsport 5, as well as feedback we heard directly from you, we're in the process of making some changes to the economy. But while we're putting the final touches on that, we want to make sure everyone continues to have a great time. So this week they started this right away. So last Friday they did 50% discount for credits and tokens on every car in the game, which is great because I was trying to get my Lamborghini Aventador and it was like $540,000, and I ended up getting it. They dropped it to 270, I think it was. So I was able to get it the other day and drive my Aventador finally. It's like my favorite car. So I got that for half price, which is great. This discount's available to all players. Every car will be 50% off. This is going to be available until Sunday, December 1st. So until midnight tonight. So there are only a couple more hours on that. If you're a Forza Motorsport 5 VIP member, you're going to receive the 2013 Lotus E21 Grand Prix car as a thank you. Those who have already purchased the Lotus already will also receive the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO as a further thank you. And for those who have purchased the LaFerrari car pack or the Forza Motorsport 5 car pass, we'll give you 2013 LaFerrari directly into your Forza Motorsport 5 garage. And finally, they're dramatically increasing the credit payout available to all Forza players in December via Forza Rewards, their ongoing loyalty program. So that's going to reward players with credits and cars for playing Forza games. You'll be able to redeem them, these rewards in December, but here's a tip. The higher your tier level reaches before December rolls around, the better rewards we'll see to redeem. So get your play level up. Of course, it's already too late because today's December 1st. So, so there. That's some update on some of the things going on in Forza economy.
Okay. Yeah, one thing I wanted to add, what you had mentioned a little bit ago, was with some of these games, it's not even about the money. You know, like that one game you were talking about, it's like $1, what, for 5 more games or whatnot?
5 more moves.
5 more moves.
It's not even another life. It's $1 just for 5 more moves in that current game. So
it's $1. You know, we make enough money with our day jobs that, you know, $1 isn't a lot. And even if you spend a couple bucks, you know, a day on a game, you know, it's not gonna, you know, just totally like financially ruin you. But it's more the thought, you know, it's more the principle of it, I guess, of I had always thought of it feeling kind of like extortion.
Yeah,
you know, it's like I won't pay it just because of the principle. It's like,
yep.
No, absolutely not.
Yep. It's tough. It's I mean, I did it with Mass Effect 3 with those stupid Spectre kits or whatever they were called. You could go up to it and unlock a bunch of stuff but it was like gambling. You never knew, and I ended up spending real money, dude. I probably spent another $40-50 just to walk up and hit that dumb thing and see, ooh, I got a sniper rifle that I never used, or ooh, I get another health pack or something. I mean, I hated it, but it was like I loved doing it at the same time, you know. But it's like I hated having to spend the real money, and I didn't have to. But it's just one of those things. I don't want to see that type of stuff sneaking their way in, and I feel like they are.
Yeah.
So, but
you know, some of that like meaning you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, that's prevalent in a lot of hobbies. Like even like Magic the Gathering, when you go and you purchase an actual pack in the store for Magic, there's some cards in there. You have no idea what's in there.
Yep.
You don't know if it's going to be like some ultra rare card, probably not, or if it's going to be, the 20th copy of a card you already have. But it's that excitement of just
But see,
what could be in there.
I think that's a little different. I see what you're saying, but it's like that whole thing was designed that way. When they start putting them into a game, it's you paid $60, and all of a sudden, oh,
Yeah.
if you want more, and it's stuff that's already on the disc or it's already there, you feel like it's already on the disc. I paid for this already. Well, it's like I feel like I paid for this content. Why do you want more money from me? That's where I think we really start kind of getting
Because
into
it's
this.
there.
It's like because they can do
Yeah.
it and they know people will buy it. And I think the only way
Yeah.
we're going to get away with this to get them to change it is for us to stop buying it, stop doing those. Because the
Yeah.
more we do it, then they're going to keep doing it, and you're going to see it in every game.
Right.
So it's nothing new to Xbox One. This stuff
Nope.
has been around. I remember Saboteur on the 360. You could walk into the main, like the little, there was like a burlesque club, and there was the VIP area, and basically it was unlocked DLC for you. There's a lot of games that have had in-game transactions, so we're gonna see more and more of this stuff. It's just the way it is. But the only way we can really fight it is, send emails and stuff to the companies and make sure you don't buy it. Don't click
Yeah.
that button. Earn it the hard way. Play the game and don't take the easy way out. So, but,
Yes. I guess that is the way it is. Some
That
things will
is.
never change.
so.
There's an interesting article on IGN. There was the EA studio boss, Patrick Soderlund. I don't know how to say that. O with the umlaut over it. Soderlund. Anyway, um, he basically says that he isn't convinced that the free-to-play model will reach the same level of dominance on consoles. I mean, we're seeing some penetration into the console market, but he isn't convinced that it'll reach anything like the mobile market. So he goes, only 18 months ago, most mobile games were full game downloads. Now I'd say 90% are freemium. That change happened very quickly. Whether that'll happen on consoles, I don't know. I still think the console market is different to the mobile market. Mobile games are much cheaper. It's like film. YouTube is free, but to see Gravity at the cinema, it'll cost you money. One does not remove the other. So he also concedes that there will be some games that will be free to play, but they will remain very distinct from traditional full games. He also says he wouldn't use the term free to play, adding that they are not. He thinks that both models will coexist along with hybrids, but believes some gamers simply prefer to pay full price and get the full experience. I mean, that's that's me definitely. And he finishes off this article by saying, sometimes when I play freemium games on mobile, I feel these guys just want more money. When I pay $60 for Battlefield, I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. So, that kind of holds true. Absolutely.
Like a couple of the screenshots I put up there that says microtransactions, because buying the game is just never enough. I guess. I guess that's true. Oh yeah,
Yes.
and Jesus Walks a Lot mentions like Angry Birds Star Wars is $50 on Xbox One, or it's 99 cents on the iPhone. Yeah, I would love to. I had planned on buying Angry Birds Star Wars on the Xbox One, and I saw it was $50. I was like, absolutely not. It's not a $50 game. I refuse to buy it, so not doing it. So I'm with you, Jesus. That's absolutely ridiculous.
That is crazy.
So
I mean, I wouldn't pay 99 cents for Angry Birds personally, let alone that crazy amount. I mean, to me, it is not an A-list title. It is absolutely not. It is not even close.
yeah, So,
But
but what? Let's talk about an A-list title coming up. Your next story.
I never finished my last one.
What?
We went off on like three tangents when we started talking about microtransactions.
I've already got the screenshot up for your next little
Well,
story.
let me finish.
All
Let me
right.
finish. Let me finish.
We'll go
So
back.
we started off like half a show ago talking about Phil Spencer talking about microtransactions and the different variations in the different games and how they're approaching them. And he goes, with wildly different approaches to in-game purchases, he feels like a standard has not yet been figured out. We are still learning, he says. It's easy to say something like, I'll never allow somebody to buy the win of the game. I won't let them buy victory. But that's kind of a trite answer, Spencer said. I'd say, yeah, I guess I'll have that line that pay $5 and get 1,000 achievements or something stupid like that. He's always pushing against that kind of stuff. But in reality, that's not what gamers are looking for. They're usually looking for customization and their gameplay style opening up. Okay, no, I'm done.
Alrighty.
Okay, so yeah, you did that next one, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So here's a title that is near and dear to your heart, my friend.
Oh yeah.
All right, Peggle 2. Peggle 2 coming on Xbox One on December 9. When is that, a Tuesday? Probably is, yes. No, Monday. It is next Monday.
Oh, I'm there, baby.
Yes. So
Might have to take the day off.
Jeez.
I feel a little something coming on.
Dude, if you take that day off because of Peggle, you are sad, man.
No, I will not. I will not. I've had my vacation. I'm going back to work tomorrow after a whole week off, so.
Or maybe you'll just work from home that day. Whoa, hey, you do that anyway.
Hey, I do it every day.
Yeah. So.
Not saying I won't check it out on my lunch break.
When's your lunch break? Between 9 and 5?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah.
So
it's
Peggle
flexible.
2, yes. So Peggle 2 release date of December 9 for Xbox One.
Please tell me it's not going to be $50.
Yeah, it'll be $49.99, not $50.
I hope this one does not have a huge price tag on it.
Yeah. So December 9 is the date. We're still awaiting official confirmation of that release date, but it looks like it will be December 9th. And there's going to be several new gameplay elements, such as pinball bumpers to keep your balls up in the air. Yes. As well as new helpers like Jeffrey, the beer-drinking troll, and Peggle 2 will feature 120 levels when it releases.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Composure. All right, so that is it. That's all of our topics this week. It was we actually still have been going for quite a long time despite the small amount of topics, but we're going to get into the community. We got a lot of community questions and comments this week, so we're going to jump into that.
Oh boy, yeah.
Join us on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/groups and look for This Xbox Life. And you can just do a search for This Xbox Life and find us. You can email us, contact@thisxboxlife.com, and follow us on Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/thisxboxlife, I think you're seeing a theme here. You will be notified when we do our Twitch broadcasts. It will send out a tweet as soon as we start broadcasting. We typically are around the same time frame, but it's not a set drop dead time like Rob was delaying us today because he wanted to talk to me about all these things, and I'm like, come on, Rob, let's get going. We got people waiting on. But anyways, so if you watch Twitter, then you will know when we go. And so what I did was asked, I put a comment out there, said it was a slow news week. What kind of things you want us to talk about, or what kind of thing, give us some questions and comments. There's some really good stuff in here. So Joey hits us up first off. He's got a couple questions. So first of all, he wants, do we have any VGX predictions? And of course, if you're wondering what VGX is, that's the VGAs. They took away the A and put an X in there for some reason. I don't know. But so I do know that they're going to announce some new stuff. I'm expecting we're going to get word on. I would expect to hear something on Watch Dogs. I'm expecting a Crackdown 3 announcement. I still have full belief that it is out there, and I think we're going to hear about it. I think we're going to see some more Sunset Overdrive. I think we're maybe going to get to see some gameplay of it.
Yeah.
What else is coming up? Quantum Break. I hope to see some more information on that.
Yeah, we haven't heard much on that in what? Probably 9 months?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But as of new stuff, I think I wouldn't be surprised. I think I'm really thinking Crackdown 3 might be a good place to announce at a VGA, because it's not like Halo 5, okay, or it's not a major one that you're going to save for an E3. Crackdown's kind of that cult following where a VGX makes a good sense of a place to announce the game. I'm hoping they do. I'm still convinced with Phil Spencer wearing the Crackdown t-shirt, and them having that orb, the Crackdown image on the dashboard, on the reveal of the Xbox One. Right. I believe this game is coming. I really believe it is. And I want it. I want to see it. I want to play it. I think we're going to get that. I'm going to hold out. I could be wrong. I'm going to keep saying that for every event, too. Everything that comes up here from now on, I'm saying we're going to see Crackdown 3 until it's released. If they never release it, you guys are going to get tired of me predicting it. So, but what about you, Rob? Do you got any predictions?
I think you covered it. You covered it, my friend.
It'll have very bad humor. It'll be hosted by people that think they're funny who are not.
Yeah.
It will be what else? Let's see. It will be. It won't be a family-friendly show. I guarantee that. It never is. Now they've added the X in there, so go figure.
For extreme.
Probably for X-rated. They were kind of running that, I think, quite a bit close last year. So, but let's see what other stuff. Maybe some more Titanfall. I mean, everybody loves Titanfall. I'm sure we'll see some more of that.
And that's coming out in March, right?
Yes. So that's not a whole.
12 months away.
Maybe we'll see a nice reveal, because I don't think there's another show after the VGXs until
E3.
E3. I don't know if there's a gamers conference, developers conference before that, but
we might see
some good Titanfall. I'd love to see some Destiny.
When's Gamescom? Is that in the summer? That's like June, July, or is it earlier?
Let me look it up. Gamescom. I think it is. I thought it was after E3.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But so also Project Spark. We haven't seen that yet. I'm sure we're going to get maybe more information on when Kinect Sports Rivals is coming out. Another game I really want information on, and I'm really hoping that they showcase here at the VGX, is Max, The Curse of the Brotherhood. The thing is, though, these are all things, I mean, I listed a lot of things. This is not an Xbox show. This is a generic, all games show. Right. So they're probably only going to be one or two things. But Phil Spencer said they're going to have some announcements. So I'm hoping Crackdown is a new game. I'm hoping we hear of maybe another IP that's new. And I like updates on these others that we're aware of to see where they are and when they're coming out. So, because right now, Peggle 2 is the only game I'm aware of that's coming out between now and February for Xbox One and 360.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. I know we talked about this, I think, last show. I mean, that's just too huge of a gap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's through the entire Christmas
August.
season.
Gamescom is in August.
And I looked
So
up GDCs in March, by the way, mid-March.
okay, and then by then that'll be probably too late. So we'll see some Titanfall for sure.
Yeah, because Titanfall will hopefully be out by the GDC
Yeah.
mid-March there.
So all right. So that's our VGX predictions. So Joey also says, has any next gen game you weren't too sure about surprised you? I myself would have to say Rise. It was one of those that I had a lot of question about. It looked good, but I'm like, is this going to be any fun? What is it really? You know, there was a lot of question there for me, and I absolutely enjoy the game. Again,
It's well done.
it is. It's
Very well
very
done.
well done. It is repetitive, and everybody kind of keeps hitting it on that. But you know, a lot of games are. You know, this is very repetitive. It's X Y X Y X Y. I mean, that's pretty much all you do. On
Yeah.
occasion, you might hit A to throw a spear or something, but you know, when you get into formation and you're marching and you've got to time it where you're there's sometimes you're throwing, you get all your guys to throw the spears and you're trying to time it correctly. There's other times where you're putting all your shields up to block the incoming arrows. There's some really neat things that I've not experienced in a game before that I've enjoyed. So that one has impressed me the most. And I mean, for the biggest surprise, now Dead Rising 3, I've played the other games. I enjoyed them to a point, but it was mainly the time limit. So I knew with the time limit being gone, I'd probably really enjoy the game, which I did. So it really wasn't much of a surprise, but Rise was a surprise of how much fun it really is, even with the repetition. What about you, Rob?
So, of the two games that I've got, Rise surprised me as well. I was really on the fence with this one initially, and however, I jumped on it as the first title that I was getting. Um, I was really concerned about it just being a lot of eye candy, and I wasn't too sure how the gameplay was going to be, just because it was swords. You're sword fighting and doing all this other stuff. We're so used to machine guns and who knows what else. And it surprised me. It's really well done, really well done. So kudos to the publisher.
No. All right. So his last question from Joey says, "What are your likes and dislikes with the new dashboard? What would you like to see changed?" Woo, baby. Where to start? This might take
Oh
another hour.
boy. Let's not hit the 2 hour mark. You gotta
Yeah, I know.
mark.
No, I'm going to be pretty brief here.
Yeah.
I would say what I like is I love how fast it is. It's very responsive. When I use my voice, it works for me. It's very rare that I have to say something twice. I love how everything turns on automatically. Everything turns on, everything turns off. That is like the coolest thing. I still love it. It's pretty sweet. I enjoy that at this moment, and I don't know if anybody's noticed this, there are currently no advertisements on the dashboard.
Yeah, there are.
Now, no, there's not.
Oh, on the main dash?
There's no ads.
Oh, yeah, there are. I've seen them.
Where?
Over there, if
You've
you
got
look
your
for 'em.
pins. You've got pins to the left, which is all your stuff. You've got your home page. The only thing there is there's a featured boxes on the far right. Right now it's and that can change, and I expect that to change. But right now it's like the first one is like learning about your Xbox One. The second one is things you can do in the dash or something, and the third one, all three of them have to do with using the Xbox One. They're not. There's no advertisements. And the
I
next
saw an
page
advertisement
is the
somewhere.
store.
And it actually had like a little thing that said advertisement on the tile.
I've not seen that yet. So far, I mean, I haven't.
Well,
You
yeah.
know, I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah.
And if you've seen it, then obviously it's coming. But I like that I haven't seen them. I like that it's minimalized. It's not that they've got the apps with the video, the games, videos, and music all on one page instead of the 360 going to an app, a video page, a music page, and a games page. I do like it's combined. What I don't like is when you go into the game store and you look under the games, it looks like the game store, it's very similar to the one from Windows 8 on the PC. And I hate their store. It's like, it's not as easy to find stuff. Everything's all set up in a grid. And I suppose you're going to have to use the search function a lot. But if you just want to peruse new stuff, hopefully it'll all be there in that left side, or it'll be organized better. But I feel like when there's really a lot of content in there, it's going to be hard to find. I don't like the way that's outlined. I don't like that when I go into a party that I have to also say, yes, I would also like to talk to them. I think that's the dumbest thing. I don't like...
What if you don't want to talk?
Then why are you going into the party? I mean, I don't understand their concept of that, and I'm sure it has to do with the way they've changed on their smart matching. I don't like it. I prefer it the way the 360 did it. I don't like when I'm playing Dead Rising 3 by myself and I am talking to someone in my party, they decide to put the game in and invite me to the game, that it automatically pulls me into their game. It doesn't say, do you want to join? I mean, I could be having that boss down to his last health bar, and bam, I am automatically removed and put into a multiplayer game, and guess what? I'm going to have to come back and fight that boss all over again. I do not like being removed out of my single-player game without me saying yes or no.
Yep.
Dead Rising does that. There's no question. Doesn't ask you if you want to join. It just throws you in. So I don't like that, and I think that's related to the party system. However, I've seen other games. Killer Instinct does ask, do you want to join this game? You've been invited. So why can't Dead Rising do it? I don't know. So those are some of my kind of issues. I don't like that the achievements and the friends list are all apps that have to be loaded separately. I miss hitting the Xbox button, having it there popped up right in front of you. You could quickly access everything. The pictures and stuff in the app for the achievements are neat, but it's slower than it used to be, and I just don't like it. It's not as fluid. It's not, to me, it's not as easy to look at, even though they claimed it was going to be. And I don't like the way the friends list is. I have favorites. I do like that it breaks it down to everyone, favorites, and online. But I'd like to set like the online as default, and I can't do that. I'd like to be able to have that, you know, or maybe my favorites only when I hit my friends list, have it default to just my favorites. So those things are annoying, and I'd like to see changed. So how about you, Rob?
For me, probably the biggest issue that I have so far is just that I'm still not used to the dash, and it really reminds me of like back when Windows 90 whatever got replaced with Windows 2000, and you go to 2000 and you know that stuff's there, but you don't know how to instinctively go into whatever you're looking for. So I oftentimes find myself just kind of hunting around for whatever it is I'm looking for. You know, that's something that I'll just have to get used to, and it's just a familiarity type of thing. Otherwise, I can't say that I have a whole lot of gripes with the system. I just think that what we've got right now, it's going to evolve. It's going to evolve probably constantly over the next couple of months, and they'll be doing updates and changes and so forth. So I'm prepared to not be used to what we have right now for very long. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Are they still doing the background updates, or did they change that? Do you remember? You know how it was always going to be updated, you know, behind the scenes? Is that still happening?
Question. There's a setting. I'm going to pull it over now. There is a setting option. I'll take a peek at it. I do remember seeing something to that effect. I just don't remember if it was... I thought it was maybe just for downloads. I'll see if I can find it buried somewhere in the settings here. because it's
Yeah,
definitely
because
buried wherever it was.
back initially, it was supposed to be constantly updating in the background. Software, like games, whatever. As the updates come out, it would just happen.
It
And the same
there
thing was going to be for the Dash. I was just curious as to if that was still the case for the Dash.
well, there's in the power options. It does say automatically download updates,
Okay.
but I don't know if that is the dashboard updates or their game updates. I have not seen a game requiring an update yet, so I don't know if anybody's put one out. You know,
Yeah.
has Dead Rising 3 or Rise been patched and we haven't seen it because it's doing it in the background? Good
Because
question.
those patches used to happen like all the time. Like every time you turn on your Xbox, it's like a system update has to
Yeah.
happen.
So, and now I lost my Twitch. You probably messed up my achievement progress.
Oh, blame it on me.
I do. So,
I
anywho,
know.
why don't you read our next question or the statement, and I'll be right
Okay.
back.
All right. So the next one is from Chris. Chris writes in Killer Instinct. I've put in over 24 hours into this game. 24 hours. I've played more Killer Instinct than Forza and Dead Rising 3 combined. I absolutely love it. That's something. That's pretty impressive. 24 hours of Killer Instinct.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Considering what each game lasts, what, just a couple minutes, right?
Couple of minutes, yeah.
Yeah. That's a
So,
lot of fighting there. A lot of rounds.
so, but I don't really. There's not much we can talk about with Killer Instinct, and that's what you
Yeah.
wanted to talk about. But neither one of us really put much time into it. So,
I have not played it at all. I haven't
so.
played it since, what, the 90s?
All right, so we'll move on to Don says, "What is your favorite next gen game so far?" For me, it's Dead Rising 3. How about you, Rob?
Kind of a tough one there. I'd probably say between Dead Rising 3 and Rise, currently, I like Rise a little bit better. But that's just based on the frustration factor that I had earlier,
Dude, let me know when
which
you're
we
playing
talked
Dead
about.
Rising 3. Co-op
Okay.
is the way to go, man. It makes life
Yeah.
so much easier. Yep.
Okay.
So, let me know. I'll join your game and help you out. I
Okay.
love that game. It's so much fun. Um, she also says, "Do you find yourself using a feature or features on the box that you previously thought you wouldn't have a need for?" Um, for me, I didn't even know I could turn everything on and off. That I walk in and I just say console on, obviously using the code word, and and everything turns on. The TV turns on, the direct
Yeah.
TV receiver turns on, and the box turns on. And watching TV through there is, I don't really use the guide a lot, because I don't watch a lot of live TV. But I thought it was just, I just thought it switched over, but it's claiming our broadcast stopped again. I don't. They need to fix this Twitch thing, this Twitch app. But I watch a lot of stuff on my DVR, so I still have to have my DVR remote because I have to use that to get into my DVR section of my Direct
Right.
TV. But I love that I can just say, watch TV, and it flips over. And what I really think is cool is then, like, if I'm playing a game and I pause it or I stop and because I'm leaving the console on, I go watch TV. When I come back, it resumes my game. I mean, I don't even have to wait for it to load. It's
Nope.
right there. The only time I have to load a game is if I change games, if I play something else. But if I don't,
Right.
I can walk away from Dead Rising tonight, come back tomorrow, come in, say on, and I can launch Dead Rising, and it's like it's paused. It's like boom, I'm right there, no loading. I'm like, this is amazing. I love that part. So I think that's the stuff I use the most outside of the game.
Oh yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you?
For me, talking about the whole and feature and all that. it was something that until you use it, you don't really understand it. And then when you have it, you're like, this is the best thing ever. It's like if the 360 had this, it would have been like such a different experience with the console. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about also was fitness. Um, you know, there were fitness apps on the 360 and, the Wii and all the other systems. And up until you see how well done the fitness thing is, it doesn't seem like a big deal. It's like, oh, fitness, I'll maybe take a look at it whenever I get a chance. But it's so well done that it's impressive. It's another like, holy crap, this thing is cool moments. I mean, and I think we're going to have a lot of those
Yeah, I need to try
moments.
the fitness thing, just to see how it works, and it might be a nice way to gain additional use out of your box. So I'll give it a shot.
Yes.
So, all right. So go ahead. What's the next one there from David?
Okay. David writes in, how has your next gen experience been so far? Do you want to take that? Well, I guess we kind of talked about that
I think so.
throughout the show. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
It's great. There's things I don't like, and there's things we like, and
Yeah.
it's a brand new box. So
Yeah, and I really believe that those things that are kind of like issues right now are going to change. Because look at the 360. The 360, when it first came out, it had, wasn't that the blade system? Was that the original Dash?
yes,
So it had like the blades that like slid in and out. And then, like a couple Dash iterations later, it's totally different. It's totally different system.
yep,
That's the beauty of the consoles. You go into it with one experience, a couple years down the road, it can be totally something different because they have that flexibility to change those things on the fly. It's not like back in the day where you had your Atari 2600 or your Odyssey 2 or your ColecoVision or whatever. You bought it and that's what you got until the next console came out. It's like smartphones today, they can change that software and make it a new experience and make it seem fresh. And that also gives them the flexibility to fix things.
yep.
If something's not working well, they can change it if they want. Okay. So he continues, Love Rise almost finished, enjoying Battlefield 4, although there have been glitches. DLC didn't fully install the fifth time.
I think you meant first, right?
The first. Oh, so it is. The first time I downloaded it. Dead Rising 3 is a lot of fun, especially the Smart Glass app. Actually, that's one thing I try. I totally forgot about that.
I've tried it, and there's so many. It's like there's so much going on the screen. I can't
Look.
get into the Smart Glass app. And there's something where you can get a code to unlock those boxes. There's these crates, and I've yet to been able to open one. And supposedly you can get a code. Now I'm picking up all these ZDC things that I see, but I'm not sure. It's not giving me a code to unlock any of those boxes. So I beat the game, so I'm not sure how to open up those locked footlockers in the game. If anybody knows how to do it, please let me know. Tell me what I need to do, because I'd really like keep seeing those things, and I want to get into one of them, see what's in there. But so
Okay.
all right.
I'll take the next one.
So Rob, not this Rob, but a different Rob,
Not me,
writes
Rob.
in saying, having experienced some of the capabilities of X1, what are you looking for in a new title that has yet to be announced? Not so much a game, because we all know that you will say Crackdown 3.
Oh, he knows you too well, my friend.
But what experience and gameplay would you like to see? I think what we saw with, I'm looking forward to stuff like The Division, where someone's on like a Surface tablet. Hopefully they'll put it out for the iPad. The iPads will, where you can do the smart glass and come in and like play the game, or like direct things, or somehow someone can be on a smart glass tablet and interact with the game world as you're playing on the console. I thought that was kind of cool. I think stuff like that is neat. Being able to do things on the smart glass, if you pick something up and then you have your smart glass app and it gives you addition unlocks or something like that. It's kind of neat, but you don't need a smart glass to do an unlock. So some kind of like what they've done with Dead Rising 3, I think is neat. I just haven't figured out how to use it yet. But there's a lot of stuff in that smart glass app for Dead Rising 3. So, but I just think having other people playing via smart glass would be interesting. You know, commander mode, if you will, for Battlefield. You know, something like that.
Yep.
You got anything specific that you want to see, Rob? Maybe a virtual Jillian Michaels to work out next to her? She's beamed out of the Kinect, like a virtual version of her to stand there next to you.
Yeah, get the holographic version.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
Yeah. Yeah. The Kinect projector.
There you go.
But the thing that I'm most looking forward to is just something that is new and totally cool that they're able to do with the next gen hardware and Kinect. And we're starting to see some of that right now, but I just want to see something. I don't know quite what it is yet, but I know it's coming, where some of these creative developers are going to come up with something and you're just going to be like, holy cow, that is so cool and amazing. And it'll be something that you'll show all of your friends and they'll just be amazed at what people can do with not the 360, with the Xbox One. And you know, I don't know if it'll be something smart glass integrated or something with the Kinect, but you know, that stuff is coming. It just, we don't know, you know, quite what it is yet. How's that for a nice vague answer? But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We pay those people to think outside the box. It's hard for me to think of something outside. So when I'm talking about the smart glass, it's something I've already seen them talk about. I can't imagine. I guess I'd have to really sit and think about it, you know, about what would I want to do. I think the only thing I would really want is, and Microsoft is obviously working on that, kind of their Illuma Room, okay? Not Illuma Room. I don't think that I have no interest in that from what I've seen. But working towards a hologram where I think if you did have somehow the Kinect could project, you know, if you are working out and if there was an instructor next to you and you could, you know, you're mimicking what they're doing, might be easier than seeing like the mirror image of them on the screen where they're doing it, you know, everything's kind of backwards. That might be kind of cool, or where it can project more stuff in the environment or in your room. So if everything, you know, I think that might be kind of cool. And I think that's what Illuma Room is working towards, but from what I've seen, that looks kind of lame. But that could be cool if it's done right. So we'll see. I would expect to see stuff like that by the end of this Xbox One life cycle. So, but I still want Crackdown 3.
Yes.
So, all right. Next one.
Okay. Next one is from Chris again. Talk about the fact that we only have, and I don't know if this number is exactly correct anymore. We only have 100 days, 2 hours, and 25 minutes to prepare for Titanfall.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So the timer went from the Xbox launch now to Titanfall.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, I can't unless something comes up and, you know, like Watch Dogs says, oh, we're going to be out in January, February, which was a huge title that once it says, oh, we're going to be delayed, it's like dropped off the map.
Yeah.
So that Titanfall really is our next big title. So, okay. A different Chris writes in, says, what franchise would you love to see get some next-gen treatment? Preferably one that hasn't been announced yet. Personally, I would love to see a Saboteur-type game on Xbox One. That would be awesome. One that hasn't been announced. Well, Crackdown 3 has not been announced.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get that one in there.
I had to say it again. That's probably my last shot at saying it, but for this show. Obviously Mass Effect, I want to see that, and we know it's coming. They're working on Mass Effect 4, and that's going to be fantastic, I'm sure. I know a lot of people want to see Fallout 4. That not me, and no, I'm not a Fallout fan, but I know that's big on people's lists.
Borderlands.
Yes, Borderlands, absolutely. But
Borderlands 3.
But Borderlands would not look any different. I think that's the difference. Is that
Yeah, I
there really
guess.
be no change to it, except for maybe things it can do. But yeah, I would like to see Borderlands, but it wouldn't get like an HD upgrade. You know, it's going to look probably the same.
Well,
But
I remember when Borderlands came out, there were some technology demos between like the high-end PC graphics cards and the consoles, where the high-end PC graphics cards had, it was like, I forget what it was. It was a flag or something, some kind of fabric going in the wind. And on the high-end card, it was like fluid and smooth and perfect. And you look at it on the console, and it's more like stiff cardboard flapping in the wind. We'll get like those little minor visual changes like that. But I think you're right because it's cell shaded. Is that what it was?
yeah, it's
The,
I
the,
don't.
the animation style.
Yeah,
You know, it's not super realistic, so that'll probably remain the same because they'll want to keep that look to be
yeah.
consistent.
Um, Things I'd like to see also come across would be XCOM, the XCOM franchise.
Yeah.
Those, not the first-person shooter one, the Enemy Unknown and Enemy Within. Those, the real XCOM. I'd love to see those on Xbox One. Uh, I hope Dead Island continues and comes over. I'd love to see Bulletstorm 2 on Xbox One.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That I loved that game. I want
Shadow
to see it.
Complex too.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Um, I want Rock Band. I would love to see another Rock Band. I know they'll never
Mm.
make it. It's done. It's dead. I still would love another Rock Band. My wife would love another Rock Band. Um, Another thing that might get us going to 360, because I don't know if they're going to put it on Xbox One, Rob, is The Walking Dead Season 2. I don't
Right.
know if they're going to put that on Xbox One.
They've got to.
I don't know. I guess they don't
It's
have
got to be
to.
on there. No,
Um,
absolutely not.
I'd like to see another Stranglehold. That'll never happen. Um, what else? Bioshock. I'm sure we'll see another Bioshock. I'd like to see that come over. Um, Gears of War. I would love another Gears of War, but I want one done by Epic. Or done as Gears, like Gears 3. Gears 3 was by far the best in that franchise. Dead Space, Tomb Raider. I mean, I could go on. There's a lot of games I want to see. Pinball FX, I loved Pinball FX too. So bring it over. Give me another Syndicate. Give me some Hawks 3, Tom Clancy's Hawks. Give me that on next gen. Give me a good fighter sim game. So I better stop. I could just keep going on.
Oh yeah.
So all right. So I
I was
think
just
we got
looking.
it, right?
Yeah, I
We
was just
covered
looking over
everything.
here. You kind of piqued my interest by mentioning Walking Dead season two. I just looked it up real quick here, and there's a new screenshot that was released just a little bit ago, and it's got Omid in it, so he will return in season two. So we know Clementine and Omid will
Right.
be back.
Another game too. Someone I see eating Wisconsin said Red Dead Redemption 2. Bam.
Mm.
Absolutely Red Dead Redemption 2. I would buy that in a heartbeat. So good call. All right, so I think we're gonna give you guys here's our, if you missed it, the secret word is now displayed on your screen. Rob has also fixed the website, so you can go to thisxboxlife.com, select the contest tab, put in your information that's required there, along with the secret word, and we're going to do a drawing next Sunday and announce the winner in episode 271, who will win a digital copy of FIFA 14 for Xbox One, along with the launch DLC that came with it. So it is Xbox One only. So if you don't have an Xbox One, please don't uh, uh, fill out for the contest. Okay. But that is the secret word. Again, if you're listening to us on audio, you can go to youtube.com/this Xbox Life, watch the episodes on YouTube, and you will see the secret word. All right. So, all All right, let's. That takes us out of here, Rob, with the exception of what's coming out this week.
Nothing.
And
Which
that's
is, I
on
mean,
both
that just
consoles,
doesn't.
right?
Yeah, I mean, that just doesn't seem right. And what's really messed up is that if you look at, okay, so we've got a couple of sites that we use to determine what our upcoming releases are. And I'm looking at one of them over here. Their next release, even for the 360, is in February. That does not seem right. I mean, I don't see how the next 360 release won't be for another 3 months or 2 months.
Well, I think they try to get everything out by Christmas, but I'm surprised we're not seeing anything in the last couple of weeks here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird.
But where could everybody go to buy nothing this week?
Well, they can buy something. It just doesn't have to be brand new Xbox titles. And that is thisxboxlife.com/Amazon. And look on the Facebook group, and I'll post information in there on how to do that little Amazon and American Express trick where you can save $25 off of your $75 purchases.
And in truth, Eating Wisconsin did remind us Peggle 2 on December 9th, so we should be able to have that next week. On next Sunday, we'll be able to say, tomorrow is Peggle 2! So, but for this week, there's nothing. But that's okay. Gives us time to rent games and try out some of the stuff that's new and cool on our Xbox One. Maybe go back and say hi to our 360 pals that are still out there wondering where we go.
Absolutely. And even on the 360, I'm sure there's games that people haven't finished on the 360. So you could always go back there and say hi to your old friends.
It'll be interesting when I go back. We'll be like, I don't know how to navigate this thing. I can't find anything. Why is this thing so slow?
No, then you'll be like, man, this 360 is so slow. I want it. I want my Xbox One back.
Exactly. So, all right.
All right.
I think that's it. So if you listen to us on iTunes, please rate us 5 stars. And please like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on Facebook and Twitch if you would. And with that, that's the show for the week. I am Mark, aka Wingman709, taking off.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch y'all next week.